Hey guys, how you doing? If you're currently looking for a new smartphone for less than 500 euros, the selection is now huge. In this price range, you can already get extremely bright AMOLED displays, large batteries, fast charging, strong cameras with real telephoto zoom, and even former flagship processors. I have personally tested all 5 smartphones and will explain which model I would recommend for which type of user. The prices mentioned refer to the cheapest suitable storage versions available at the time of recording. Since smartphone prices can change almost daily depending on the color, retailer, and shipping costs, you can find the current offers through the links in the video description. At the time of this video, all 5 phones are available for around 500 euros or less. As always, you can find the links down below in the description, and let's get started. In 5th place is the Motorola Moto G87, which is currently available with 256 gigs of storage from around 320 euros. It does not offer the highest performance or the best camera in this comparison, but it is a straightforward overall package for users who want clean Android and practical features. Despite its large 6.78-inch display, the Moto G87 is only 7.38mm thick and weighs 183 grams. The grippy leather-style back hardly collects fingerprints. With Gorilla Glass 7i, IP66, 68, 69 and military standard certification, it is also especially durable. The high-resolution AMOLED display offers 120Hz and a very high peak brightness. Content looks sharp, colors are vibrant, and scrolling feels pleasantly smooth. You also get stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos. Motorola used Android 16 with a clean interface and useful extras such as motor gestures and Smart Connect. There are also 256 gigs of storage, eSIM support, and microSD slot for cards with up to 2 TB. The Dimensity 6400 is easily sufficient for social media, navigation, streaming, and normal multitasking. Casual gaming also works well, although demanding titles require reduced settings. The 5200 mAh battery reliably lasts through a long day, but charging is limited to only 30 watts. The 200 megapixel main camera takes decent daylight photos with strong colors. The ultra-wide camera is clearly weaker, and unfortunately 4K video recording is missing. Even so, anyone looking for a clean Android, a strong display, high durability and expandable storage gets a very practical everyday smartphone. In 4th place is the Samsung Galaxy A57. The version with 128 gigs of storage is currently available for around 307 euros. That actually makes the A57 one of the cheapest smartphones in the selection, and it remains an interesting choice for anyone who specifically wants a Samsung smartphone and plans to keep it for several years. At 6.9mm, the A57 is particularly thin and weighs only 129 grams. Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front and back, together with the aluminum frame, gives it a premium feel. You also get IP68 protection. The design is more understated and elegant than flashy. The 6.7-inch Super AMOLED Plus display offers 120Hz, strong contrast, vibrant colors, and good brightness. It is very pleasant to use in everyday life, and the stereo speakers also sound balanced. One of the biggest strengths is One UI 8.5 based on Android 16. The interface feels mature and includes many useful features. Samsung also promises up to 6 major Android updates. Anyone who wants to keep their smartphone for several years gets a clear advantage right here. The Exynos 1680 delivers good everyday performance, but it is not the best choice for demanding gaming. On the positive side, the A57 stays relatively cool under load. The 5000 mAh battery reliably lasts a full day, while 45-watt charging feels rather slow next to the Poco or Xiaomi. The 50 megapixel main camera with optical stabilization takes good daylight photos and also delivers usable results in low light. The 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera is decent. It is also positive that the main camera, ultra-wide camera, and front camera can all record 4K video at 30 FPS. The Galaxy A57 does not win in performance, battery life, or charging speed. However, it has very few weaknesses. Anyone looking for a light, premium feeling smartphone with good software, long-term support, and reliable cameras gets a very well-rounded package. In 3rd place is the Nothing Phone 4a. The version with 128 gigs of storage is currently available for around 340 euros. In return, the phone offers a highly distinctive design, clean software, and a surprisingly flexible camera system. The transparent back and the glyph bar with 63 mini LEDs give it a high level of recognition. The LEDs can display notifications, timers, and other informations, so they are not only decorative. At around 204 grams and with a 6.78-inch body, the Nothing Phone 4a is neither light nor compact. Gorilla Glass 7 eye protects the front, while the IP64 rating provides protection against dust and splashes. The AMOLED display offers a high resolution, 120Hz, HDR10+, and very high peak brightness. Text and images look sharp, animations are smooth, and colors are vibrant. With 2160Hz PWM dimming, the panel may also be interesting for more sensitive users. The Snapdragon 7S Gen 4 with up to 12 GB of RAM is sufficient for fast everyday use and gaming at medium to partly higher settings. However, it does not reach the performance level of the Poco F8 Pro. A major selling point is Nothing OS 4.1 based on Android 16. The interface is minimalist, fast, and still highly customizable. You also get Nothing owns widgets, essential space, and various AI features. Nothing promises 3 major Android updates and 6 years of security patches. The 5080 mAh battery easily lasts through a full day and can go longer with moderate use. Charging reaches 50 watts, wireless charging is not supported. The 50 megapixel main camera produces detailed photos with natural colors and good dynamic range. The highlight is the telephoto camera with 3.5x optical zoom. It enables sharp zoom shots and is especially useful for portraits. The 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera is clearly the weakest lens. The Nothing Phone 4a is the right choice for anyone who wants a smartphone with an individual design, clean software, and a flexible camera system. There are stronger options for performance, protection, and update support, but the overall package clearly stands out from the crowd. In second place is the Poco F8 Pro. The version with 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage currently costs around 450 euros depending on the color. If you want as much performance as possible for less than 500 euros, this is the clear recommendation. The Snapdragon 8 Elite comes from the high-end segment and is significantly more powerful than the processors in the Samsung, Motorola, or Nothing. Apps open almost instantly, multitasking runs without issues, and the main games can be played at high settings. Only under long sustained load does the thermal management become noticeable. Temperatures rise and performance is partly reduced. This is barely relevant for normal users, but ambitious mobile gamers should be aware of it. The 6.59-inch AMOLED display offers 120Hz, HDR10+, double vision, and very high brightness. The matte glass back and aluminum frame feel premium, and the phone also has IP68 protection. The ultrasonic fingerprint sensor responds very quickly. HyperOS 3 based on Android 16 runs smoothly, and Poco promises 4 major Android updates as well as 6 years of security patches. The 6210 mAh battery often lasts 1.5 to 2 days even with intensive use. With 100 watts charging, it also charges much faster than most other phones in this comparison. A charger is not always included though, and the wireless charging is missing. The 50 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization produces good photos with natural colors. There is also a 2.5x telephoto camera that works well in good light but loses quality quickly in darker conditions. In some situations, the digital 2x zoom from the main camera even produces better results. The 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera is clearly the weakest part of the camera system. The Poco F8 Pro wins when it comes to performance, gaming, and charging speed. It mainly misses first place because of the camera system, despite having a telephoto lens, is not quite on the level of the Xiaomi 17T. For gamers and users who want as much hardware as possible for their money, it is still the best choice. In first place is the Xiaomi 17T. The version with 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage is currently available for around 470 euros depending on the color and the retailer. Some offers come very close to 500 euros once shipping is included, or may even end up slightly above it. You should therefore compare carefully and pay attention to the total price. The Xiaomi 17T does not win every category. The Poco offers more raw performance, Samsung provides longer software support, and Nothing has the more unusual design. However, the Xiaomi combines display, battery, performance, camera, and features in the most balanced way. The 6.59-inch AMOLED display offers a 1.5K resolution, 120Hz, Dolby Vision, HDR10+, and very high brightness. The image looks sharp and colors are vibrant. Thanks to 3840Hz PWM dimming and DC dimming, the panel is also designed with eye comfort in mind. At around 200 grams, the Xiaomi 17T is not lightweight, but it still feels reasonably balanced considering the large 6500 mAh battery. Gorilla Glass 7 eye protects the display, and IP68 provides protection against dust and water. The frame does not feel quite as premium as on a true flagship, but overall build quality is solid. HyperOS 3 based on Android 16 offers many features, Gemini, Circle to Search, and several AI tools. You also get 12 gigs of RAM, fast UFS 4.1 storage, eSIM support, and an infrared blaster. The Dimensity 8500 Ultra clearly sits in the upper mid-range. Apps open quickly, multitasking runs smoothly, and demanding games also work well at good settings. The Poco is stronger for pure gaming, but the Xiaomi keeps its performance comparatively stable during longer sessions. The 6500 mAh silicon carbon battery lasts through a long day and can reach 1.5 to 2 days with moderate use. Charging reaches 67 watts, but wireless charging is unfortunately missing. The decisive advantage is the Leica camera system. The 50 megapixel main camera with optical stabilization produces very good photos with plenty of detail and strong contrast. The Leica modes lets you choose between a more natural and a more vibrant look. Even more important is the 50 megapixel periscope telephoto camera with 5 times optical zoom. It produces sharp and versatile zoom shots and remains usable even in some low light situations. The 12 mega ultra wide camera is solid, but it does not match the quality of the other two sensors. And the main and telephoto cameras can record 4K with up to 60 FPS. That is why the Xiaomi 17T is my overall winner. It offers enough performance for almost every user, along with an excellent display, a large battery, modern features, and the most versatile camera system in this top 5. If you want the most complete smartphone possible for less than 500 euros, this is the best overall package in my opinion. So, my conclusion. If you want clean Android, strong durability, and expandable storage, the Moto G87 is a good choice. The Galaxy A57 scores with premium build quality, reliable software, and long update support. The Nothing Phone 4a offers the most interesting design and surprisingly flexible camera system. The Poco F8 Pro is the clear winner for gaming, performance, and fast charging. And for me, the Xiaomi 17T combines camera, battery, display, and performance better than the others. None of these smartphones is automatically the right choice for everyone. What matters is whether camera quality, gaming, software, battery life, or design is most important to you. Let me know in the comments which of these 5 devices would take first place in your rankings. And as always, you will find the links down below in the video description. And I guess with that one being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.